Hello, all you imperfect artists out there. Today we're going to make these little Santa gnomes. I'd stand them up, but I can't because then they would look like this on the camera. So let's get started. We're going to start with, in your kit, let's see, you have different colors of skin tone. So go ahead and choose which skin tone you want to use. Some people want to use a lighter skin tone. Some people want to use a darker skin tone, and that's okay. There should be 3 different skin tones in your kit, and you can lighten them or darken them as you see fit. For my kit, I'm going to use the Sun-Kissed Peach, and let's get started. So I'm going to start off by drawing out where I want the face and the beard to go. Now, it can be anywhere. So if you want your little Santa gnome to have a little hat, but a big body, you would lightly draw your line right there. But if you want your little gnome to have a big tall hat, because he's a short gnome and he wants to pretend he's tall with a tall hat, you can make your lines a little bit lower. So I'm going to go a little lower on my lines. And I think I'm going to do one here. Okay, but you can do yours wherever. Now I'm going to draw that out, and then I'm going to draw a little triangle, an upside down triangle or a V for the beard. Now the beard you can be a little bit more picky about too. So you might want a very small beard, right? Or you might want a very long beard. There's no wrong way to do this. If you want your lines to be really straight, you can get a ruler. And now I have kind of mapped out where I want my face and my beard. Now I'm going to kind of go off to the side here. I'm going to bring these lines to the face off to the side so I know to paint that skin tone, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Okay? All right. And today I'm going to paint a red gnome because that's one of my favorite colors. And let's get started. So we're going with our flat brush. And I'm just going to kind of very carefully go along the lines that I just drew. And then I'm just going to paint the top of the hat with whatever color you choose. Now you can be really creative with this. You can do red and white stripes, you can do green and white stripes, you can do polka dots, whatever you want. So see, my gnomes right here are not the same. And you have some of these in your kit that you can add. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few of the snowflakes and some dots to this one. Because, you know, everybody has to have a different look. Nobody can be the same. I'm going to go ahead and do the side. You don't have to do the back. But the good thing is that if you don't like how the front looks, you can always paint over it and do the other side. Nobody will know the difference. And if you have a little bit of a flatter hat on the tip, some of the way they cut them, some of them have a really pointy hat, and some of them have a little ridge right there. Just make sure you get it. Okay. So once you have your sides and your front of your hat all done, you can go ahead and start on the body. Okay, so this part right here is my beard, so that's going to be white, and this part is going to be my skin tone, so I only want to do this part red. Okay, and you have two brushes. You have a very fine point brush, or you have this flat brush. You can use whatever you're comfortable with. And I just very carefully go along that line and trace it. And I'm going to do the side. Oh, that's a big glove there. So in your kit, you're going to get this color red. This is a very dark red, and I can't remember what I used for this one. If I can figure out what color red that is, you'll get that one. But otherwise, you're probably going to get this red, which is just as cute. I have to turn mine around. So I'm got an upside down gnome here. It just helps me with the angle a little bit better because I'm right-handed. And color it in the sides too. And I'm also going to do underneath. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus a little bit. There we go. Now, while you have red on your brush, you can kind of decide how you want to do your legs and the base. So for this guy, I have black legs and a green base. And for this one, I have black legs and a red base to match the body. I already went ahead and painted mine. So this is what I have on hand. I'm going to try black base with black legs. Now, if you wanted to be creative, you could also do striped legs. It's completely up to you. So if you decide that you want to go ahead and paint your base, go ahead and do that and press pause. And then when you're done painting your base, come on back and we can begin with the rest of the painting. Okay, so now I'm going to move on and I'm going to do the face. All right. I'm going to start with my side. And if this brush you're not comfortable with working with, you can go ahead and use the liner brush that's included in the kit. It's completely up to you. Now, if you have other paints in the house, it would be cool to do this in other colors too. Like a nice blue one would be cute. Oop, I almost knocked my camera over. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the beard. And you know what? I might use my liner brush. Let me go get one of those real quick. Just because there's those little points down there. And I just want to make sure I get them. So I have white beards on this one, but you know what? I want to see what a gray beard looks like. I'm going to be a little creative with this guy right here. If you want to use white, go ahead and paint it white. Otherwise, all you need to do if you want gray is just take a little bit of your white off to the side and just the slightest little dot of black and just mix it together. This is one of those fun projects you can really get creative with. I want a little bit more black. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to roll my brush to get it to a nice point. And I'm going to outline my beard. And then I'm going to color it in. Okay, and I kind of went outside the lines over there. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to highlight these areas, or I'm going to draw a black line around these areas, so I'm just going to kind of leave it like that. Okay, I'm going to rinse that brush out. And I'm going to take a little bit, you should have in your kit a little bit of this like pink color. Now this part is completely up to you, but I'm going to make some rosy cheeks on this guy. So these rosy cheeks on this guy, and there's no rosy cheeks on this guy. Okay. And I'm going to get my paintbrush to a point. And I'm just going to add some circles. That's it. And they don't have to be perfect. Draw a circle and color it in. Okay. Now I did outline these, but I don't think it's necessary. I was just playing with color. And if you wanted to do it, you can just add a little red to your pink and make a darker pink, and you can just outline them. I'm not going to do that with this one. I just kind of like how he looks right there. And I'm going to add some black eyes. I'm going to use this part of my brush. And I'm just going to go boop, boop. And that one's a little bit smaller, so let's see if I can get that. There we go. Got my eyes on there. And I'm going to do my outlines. I'm going to roll my brush to a fine point in my black. And we're going to do a practice run over here very lightly. outline the brim of the hat and the body. I'm going to do the same for here. I gotta wipe my brush off. There's too much black paint on it. And this part's still wet. I definitely suggest making sure that you have a dry paintbrush or a dry surface before you do this. Make sure all your paint is dry, but I'm gonna go for it. And I'm gonna do it again for the beard. Okay, so now we get to decorate it. So you should have a little nose. It's just a bead, so you want to make sure, I mean, you could put it on any way you want, but I like to try and make the holes go side to side. So when I glue it on, you know, you just see, I mean, you could go like this, but then he'd have a hole in his nose, and it's not going to look bad. Whichever way you like, there's no wrong way to do this. So in your kit, you have some Q-tips and you have some glue. You can go ahead and get that glue on your palette and rub it around on your little bead. Now you can paint this first if you need to match your skin tone that you chose, but this one's a pretty close match, so I'm just going with it. But if you don't like how it matches up, you can obviously paint it. And I'm just gonna put it where I think it looks good. And his nose is a little crooked. And now I'm gonna decorate his hat and his body. So these are stickers. These little snowflakes are stickers. If you can't get them off, if you can't get that backing off, if it's too frustrating for you, you can definitely go ahead and just glue it down. That's fine. So I think I'll put one here. Let's see, they're a little hard to get apart. So if you need help, have someone help you. I think I'll put one up here. Now, if you have scissors on you, you can take one of your snowflakes and you can kind of cut it in half almost, and then you can fit it on the side somewhere. Or if you don't have scissors, you could probably just fold it over on the hat too, and that's okay. That out. I think I'm going to put this one right here. No, you know what? I'm going to put this one down here. So if you didn't have scissors, you would just line this up and you would fold the other side over there, and that's okay. There's no wrong way to do this. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to take a full one, if I can get the backing off. Be really careful taking that backing off. You don't want to rip your snowflake. And I'll put it up here, but I'll just kind of fold it off to the side. so it leaves a little on the side too. And I'm going to add one more down on the body. I'm going to add some dots. And this one's completely up to you. I'm going to use that part of my paintbrush. I'm going to do some white. And I'm just going to add some dots here and there. But you can decorate it however you want. Okay. Make sure that's down. And then you can put glue in the holes. I should have waited to paint this with you guys, but I got a little carried away to make it stay, or you don't have to. And then you just line up the holes and you stick your little guy on there. And there you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I hope you enjoyed this project. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, guys.